for a ceasefire and a Russian withdrawal, there was no agreement. Now, major cities, including the capital, Kyiv, are still holding out, but there's no let-up in the fighting. Our next report takes you to Ukraine, but a warning that it does contain disturbing images.
The brutality of this conflict, in plain sight. Medics say the people here were injured as Russian troops shelled the port city of Mariupol. One of them, a 6-year-old girl, doesn't make it. Yet another pointless loss of life. Russia says it's not targeting civilians. But pictures such as these, which Ukraine says is a residential building in flames in the northern town of Chernihiv, seem to disprove that claim. As do these satellite images showing craters caused by Russian artillery fire near residential areas in the city of Kharkiv in the east. Ukrainians say they will do all it takes to defend their country. As civilians learn how to become soldiers, Ukraine's foreign minister makes clear the extent of his resolve that they will never give up. He also had this appeal to people in Russia.
I would like to address the citizens of the Russian Federation. Look what Vladimir Putin turned your country, your big country, into. He declared an invasive war against Ukraine. He sent here your sons, husbands, to kill Ukrainians, capture our lands, destroy our cities. Ukrainians did not want this war, but they will fight for their land and their homes.
Но украинцы не хотели этой войны.
Back in Mariupol, residents are sheltering from the fighting in an underground gym. Many have been here for 5 days. Despite what is happening outside, some are trying to be optimistic. There's hope for peace negotiations because everyone wants peace and some kind of result so that civilians aren't being killed. We're the majority here. For now, though, there is no peace, and this is the new reality for the millions of Ukrainians who just last week were leading normal lives.
Some of the heaviest fighting has been in Ukraine's second largest city, Kharkiv. Ukrainian authorities say dozens of people were killed and hundreds injured when Russian forces fired on residential areas. The Emergencies Ministry released this footage showing flames and thick plumes of smoke rising from apartment blocks. Authorities say the casualties could be higher because the damage from Monday's shelling of residential areas is still being assessed. And I want to bring in Yevgeny Varva. He is a Ukrainian musician, also known as Zakhar Koshma. He has fled Kharkiv and is now on the other side of the country in Lviv. And I want to welcome him to DW News and thank him very much for joining us. So you have fled across the country, but you still have many contacts who are in Kharkiv. What are they telling you about what they are experiencing there?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me to the show. I just had a conversation with my guitar player who actually is still staying in Kharkiv. Today's news, we have several districts in Kharkiv completely destroyed. We have high-rises brought down. We have numerous people killed. They went to get some food. They went to get some medicine. But they were staying in lines. Of course, there's a big shortage in supplies for civilians, of course, so we have lines. So at that very moment, Russia committed what they committed.
So you have managed to escape that situation from there. Can I ask you how you personally made it to Lviv?
I made it by car. We live in the center of the city. Me and my wife woke up at 4:30 in the morning from explosions and sounds of explosions, and we did see that with our own eyes. And then I have very old mama, and she barely walks. I also have a kid who actually managed to break his leg 2 months ago.
Oh my
so
goodness.
in that situation, I made a very quick decision. I jumped into the car. I picked up my mother from Pavlovo Pole, which is the district now being attacked, and there's a lot of buildings destroyed right now with civilians. So I jumped in the car, picked my mom. We put whatever was brought into our minds in. We packed the car and we went. I drove up to Lviv for about 3 days. We slept in shelters. Actually, across the country, it's very, very impressive how people from different cities help people from different cities. So everybody is trying to help those people who are.
I'm so glad you've been able to bring your family safely with you across the country. I just want to ask how the situation in Lviv, where you've arrived, compares to what you left behind.
It's more quiet, but we are staying in a hotel, which was actually provided by a company I work for. I work for IT company P2H. So the company supported the employees, and they rented a hotel for several, 30 or 40 people right now, whoever had the possibility to actually reach to Lvov.